Good evening, AngelesChurch family. Welcome to part 4 of our Tuesday night family devotion that we are titling The Stand, and we're talking about putting on the full armor of God. Now, I hope you all are doing well. I've been praying for you every day, and I know that there are many challenges in this season, but I am very thankful that we have stayed connected online and stayed connected through various means, and I just trust that everybody's doing well tonight and you're blessed in Jesus' name. I want to direct your attention to the book of Ephesians as we've been continuing in on Tuesday nights. Let's get right back into it. Ephesians chapter 6, and we'll just read verse number 16. Verse number 16 says, "In addition to all of this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all of the flaming arrows of the evil one." With this, take up the shield of faith. So we've talked about the belt of truth, right? Being girded up with truth. We've talked about the breastplate of righteousness. We've talked about having your feet shod or your feet covered with the gospel of peace. Tonight, for the next few moments, I want to talk about the shield of faith. C.S. Lewis said this about faith. He said, "Faith is the art of holding on to things your reason has once accepted in spite of your changing moods." Faith is holding on to the things that you have already accepted in spite of your mood that changes situationally. Faith is not something that always comes natural or easy for many of us. It's much easier to believe what we see. It's much easier for our reasoning components of our psychology to respond to the elements that are in front of us. It's much easier to go by how we feel or what we touch. Walking by faith oftentimes feels like we're walking blind. Faith does not believe without evidence, though. I think it's important to make that distinction. Faith does not mean that you have no evidence and yet you blindly believe, but faith means believing what you know to be true even when you're tempted to doubt. I think that's a good definition. Faith means believing what you know to be true even when you are tempted to doubt. Faith is clinging to the facts that you've already known and you've already experienced in spite of your fear. Faith is holding to what you know even when what is unknown is assailing your thought life. The fact is, God has already proven himself real, mighty, able, provider, waymaker, in many personal ways for you. If you are a believer tonight, if you are a believer watching this, God has already provided you with all the evidence that you need. You need nothing more than what you have right now. And I think this is a very, very central, very prominent revelation that needs to happen in the church today, right now. I believe that many of the benefits of what we are going through right now is that perhaps we are being stripped of our consumer bent in the modern church. We are being stripped of our reliance upon getting the next thing that we need. You don't need anything else. Everything you need, you already have. In the realm of faith, if you are a believer, everything that you need, you have. If you have both believed and obeyed the gospel, both believed and obeyed the gospel, then you already have the evidence. You already have assurance in your mind that you are a child of God. And with that assurance, you can pray and you can know that God is hearing you. And with that assurance, you can open your word and you can believe that God is speaking to you, and you can know that God is speaking through his word into your life and into your family. With that assurance, you can worship freely and boldly and experience the powerful presence of his Spirit, even at home, even outside of the church building. And at these times right now, when you have that assurance and you already know, and it's easy when your faith is high, right? When that assurance is